Hey, what's up? I'm on the Power Pole channel, and today I did a heavy bench day.
And yeah, we got some accessories in as well, some lateral raises and some rotator cuff movements.
Let's get into it. Okay, so welcome back to the Power Pole channel. Apart from the heavy bench day vlog, and you're going to see a lot of great stuff, by the way, we are going to be talking mainly about the concept of guillotine press here. What are its uses, what are its risks, etc. Why should you use it? And also some side notes about accessories and just general power bench technique. That was a 45-pound warm-up.
Hey, I'm Nick, and I will be joining Jake on his Power Pole channel, and we'll be talking about these movements and why they can be risky but extremely advantageous.
Yeah, so like the first thing I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want to know is why? Why aren't you stopping at your chest? Why are you going this deep at all in this movement that's supposed to be bench press? Why have you turned it into a guillotine, kind of putting pressure near your neck? What could that possibly be used for?
Well, one of the biggest advantages of the guillotine press is simply how deep you can get it with these movements. So it's super optimal to be able to have a proper balanced arch so that you're able to make your bar path go straight down almost towards your neck. See, if you don't include this arch, you won't be able to replicate the guillotine press without forcing it into a diagonal angle. And again, the guillotine press helps you get into those deeper ranges of motion, which is especially beneficial for hypertrophy.
Yeah, so, and as we're seeing in the footage here, we see the guillotine press. You're doing 135 on the bar right now. We're going to see it go very deep down. Let's see it.
Yep.
So it goes right about to your clavicular bones, actually, which would be surprising to most people, but maybe you could explain the benefit of why you're going specifically up there, like the ROM benefits.
Well, again, being able to maintain this posture is so important for this lift. And also, it's super important to get your stretching in because the guillotine press is a movement very atypical to your normal pressing movement. It doesn't go just down to your chest, and most people don't even touch their chest. For the guillotine, you go past that and beyond. So when you're stretching, you want to make sure that you're putting pressure when your chest is flared out at its furthest point. And we did this by grabbing onto the adjacent poles and twisting, getting into that deep range of motion. And why this is so beneficial? Well, being able to produce power from baseline zero in normal benching, and we see it in powerlifting competitions too, will explosively increase your ability to produce power and to get higher PRs. Now, what's good about the guillotine press is it helps replicate this on a more extreme scale. This applies as well to hypertrophy, as getting deeper ranges of motion will also bolster this. One of the greatest things about the guillotine press, I have to say, is it helps you take advantage of the fact that you're using a free weight. This isn't replicable with most machines, and to do so, you'd have to bolster yourself far forward with your hips projected outwards and your hands coming forth. But you won't be able to do that with most machines.
So I suppose the question is, machines give you good ROM, they give you safety,
Yes,
and
yes.
free weights seem to only give you ROM. So they seem to remove the safety aspect, no benefit. So what is the benefit of free weights?
Well, one really important thing to be able to move free weights and what free weights train for you is your ability to protect your stabilizer muscles. And let me just put it like this. If you're always using machines, then there is almost no need for a rotator cuff. But what happens when you move from a machine, you're pressing incredible weight. You hop onto a bench press, never warmed up your rotator cuffs or stretched them out at all at any point. You're risking injury for yourself. Yes, free weights help you be able to prioritize your stabilizer muscles, but they also, unlike machines, give you the flexibility to push yourself to ranges of motion that usually aren't typical with fixed machines.
Alright, so we're actually going to go into theater mode now to see the top lift of the day, which was my 195 for 3 bench press. Don't worry guys, this is not a guillotine press, but it was a bench. So
And we're gonna watch it fly. Look at it as it shoots up from his chest.
So let's see it. I'm making sure to get both of my bones in the forearm on the bar.
Good.
Press it up.
Leg drive. Look, he's keeping a tight abdomen all the way through. He's maintaining the pressure in his core so he can fire back up when it hits his base. Yep, see that?
This is difficult. The butt did rise a bit, but
Can't be perfect.
I don't care. I'm still gonna count it.
Nice.
This is
Shot right up.
This is a lot heavier than body weight, so you could see the stabilizers struggling a little bit.
Right.
But it's all in good training. All in good training.
Nice.
And this last one.
Yep.
Slow on. Thank you for the spot. Slow on the way up.
Hey, bro, that was mostly you. That's maybe
Cool.
like 5-10 pounds tops.
Yeah, I got a little extra from that push at the end there.
Nice.
And then as you can see, I moved into some dumbbell here, but we're actually going to get back into the synopsis of talking about guillotine press. So, oh, and as you can see here in the dumbbell, oh, hit the rack there, but as you can see, I'm replicating the guillotine press with this. I'm getting nice stretch at the bottom. I'm getting great time under tension. Slowly letting them down.
Beautiful.
Popping them up. There we go. So as we all know, muscles are built via mechanical torque, and this is due to load times time.
What better torque is it to go that deep with that much control?
Oh yeah, no better torque than that.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, let's talk about accessory work.
I'm a big fan of lateral raises. I think they're one of the greatest things you can do for your shoulders, and I'm sure you've heard on many other videos. But I believe in this variation here, where you lean slightly forward to bias not only the side delt, but a little bit of the rear delt. You see, a common issue of a lot of lateral raises is that they start to push forward and you use your front delt. This is especially common because of so many pressing movements that are common in the gym. We often have pretty powerful front delts, and it becomes very easy to have semi-improper forms for lateral raises. I mean, most people are doing lateral raises so they get a rounded capped look more on the side of the delt in the first place. Now, I'm a big fan of drop sets, and I believe that anything mimicking extra motions beyond failure of a perfect rep is necessary. I mean, you're achieving reps with greater time to tension, more extended periods, and from disadvantageous positions. It's about being able to fire off weight even when it becomes extremely difficult. And here we are doing our rotator cuff movements. Again, this was to prep for the bench we had. It's so important to prime your rotator cuff because so many injuries regarding these free weights are because we don't prepare ourselves enough.
Yeah, again, we have pretty similar ways of training, which is why we work so well together, but I agree with all of this. I mean, it seems like a fool's errand. A fool's errand to not, like, prime yourself for these movements. You're going into the gym, you're getting psyched up, you're ready to power bench, do whatever, and then you just going cold. You're not setting yourself up for success, and I believe in the accessories as well as the stabilizing muscle trainers are equally as important. You'll see this is one of the staples is this external internal rotational exercise with the dumbbell. Going to slight failure. These are small muscles, guys. They can't really be taken to hell and back like you could bench, but nonetheless, you still can technically fail with them. And if we know failure is the best way to stimulate muscle growth, then I'd say why not take it somewhat close to there, even on these smaller movements. So that's what you're seeing here. This is a little bit of a failure representative, at least for the smaller muscles.
I 100% agree with that. And I do believe that a lot of beginners, as they start lifting, you should slowly ease into getting closer and closer to failure of rotator cuffs. Because I've known a number of individuals who, be it sports or lifting, they've strained their rotator cuff, or the rotator cuff simply hasn't been trained at all. And it would be very risky to put a load that your body cannot handle on such a tiny muscle that focuses on such an awkward movement. Again, you're preparing yourself to prepare. You're making sure that you are able to handle free weights safely.
Also note, guys, the form was not perfect here. It was not perfect, but mainly one thing I'd change about that is actually I would bring my arm more up so that the weight could be more suspended outward and actually putting pressure on the internal and external rotators. Right there is kind of my front delt getting too much into it, but that's just a side note, guys. Just do better than me, please.
Also, what you see here is one of my favorite warm-ups. This is like a mimic of a bench. You see me mimicking a bench and going as explosive as I can. And what this is really good for is helps prime your CNS to get ready for heavy loads. And if you ever look at any videos of powerlifters, they do very similar techniques, not only moving their body extremely fast to prepare for the weight they're about to move, but although we don't apply it here, they sometimes put extremely heavy weight on the bar and suspend it in the air for a couple of seconds. And this mimics the same idea. You're priming your body, you're priming your central nervous system to be able to handle extreme weights. Another super important aspect of benching is the form itself. Now we've addressed our ability to have an arch and to have proper core tension. There he is, tired loading the bar. But something really important as well, especially for the guillotine press, is your ability to have a fairly wide grip on the bar. Now, what we know about close grip, just like close grip push-ups, is that it tends to bias the triceps. But when you're pushed in such deep range of motion, you're actually risking your joints, and you're risking the intent of a bench press in the first place. We don't really bench press to bias the triceps, we bench press to bias the chest. And if we're accentuating that with a guillotine movement, switching over to close grip would detriment us instead. And we see here he's taking on that wider grip. He's getting ready. I'm getting ready to spot him.
Yeah.
He's doing so because he's able to put tension on the chest. When you have your hands so close together, it becomes far more like an extension movement. I mean, imagine the elbows as you press really close together. You're more bending your elbows and straightening them rather than contracting your elbows from your sides to your front, like how the chest muscle works.
Yeah, so also another thing I'd like to note is your path of your arms when doing a guillotine press.
Absolutely.
Has gone from a 45 to a 90-degree angle, which is very different muscles. Very different. I believe, actually, I kind of have a thought that somebody could become extraordinarily strong in just the guillotine press if they trained in such a certain way.
Honestly, I think it'd have some crazy carryover.
I think it'd have a carryover, but I also might think that you could kind of specialize guillotine press just because of the crazy elbow movement.
Yeah, I think being able to prepare for the guillotine press and preparing yourself with the guillotine press is going to be something that protects you even in basic benches. You're using a movement that stretches beyond what's typical for a bench. So when you go back to your typical bench, you should be able to train more extremely, closer to failure, if not beyond your typical failure, and be able to do so and perform completely safely.
So you're basically acting like, after you train properly, like your free weight bench is a Smith machine bench.
You're going from a higher standard to an easier standard.
Yeah, your stabilizers kind of act naturally like the Smith machine.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's my set of dumbbell press after the guillotine press. So once again, I'm a big fan of supersets. It just gets that extra, that extra ounce of true muscular failure out of you. As you can see here, I'm dying. And I decided to do a little bit of upper pec because I never do upper chest,
I love
honestly.
the incline.
The incline was nice. That actually felt quite different.
Yeah, at least in terms of bodybuilding, making sure to get that incline, get that upper pec paired with your shoulder development, it creates a beautiful top shelf. I mean, look at that. Look at that side chest right there.
Dang it. I hit the chest a little bit. At least the arms look, oh, there we go.
I like that tank top.
There we go.
I took a
Okay, so let us know what you think in the comments, guys. So, you know, we're a big fan of
That's an
guillotine
upper pec
press.
movement,
Yeah,
by the
that's
way.
upper pec, by the way. But guillotine press, if done right, excellent movement. Will strengthen your bench. Power bench is great. Do your accessories. Do your stabilizers.
Do your jumping jacks. All right. Thank you for watching the video.
Thank you for watching this upper pec movement.